the way, where are you guys from? Where are you tuning in from? Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're here for. So that's the chat though, right? Like input, things like that, put them in the chat, any Q&A into the Q&A. And that way it'll help us kind of get through these things a little bit better here. Let me see, I'm gonna pause my notification.
Chicago, love that. Chi-Town.
Yeah.
Pacific Palisades, California. Oxford, UK, love it.
Nice, nice.
London, love it.
All over. Very good.
Salem, Oregon, love it.
Okay. So we are actually at the hour here now. All right. So here's what we're going to do for everyone that is brand new to Dubb, because I know that many of you guys haven't seen it or it's been a while. So I'm going to provide a very quick demonstration of the very latest and greatest workflows and kind of features with Dubb. And then we're going to open it up to Roberto, who is a power user on Dubb. He's one of our very closest family members here, and we love Roberto, and he's going to drop some serious knowledge on you guys, how he's been leveraging the power of video. So definitely check that out. All right, let me go ahead. I'm going to jump in here and share my screen. So the first thing, like I said, for those of you guys that are brand new to Dubb, what we are is a video communication platform. And what that means is it's a couple of pieces. How are we creating the videos? How are we customizing the videos? And then lastly, how are we distributing them? And that's what Dubb does all in one. So real quick, I'm going to show you each of those. Let's pretend, for the sake of the training, that here I wanted to prospect Ruben. That's why I'm on LinkedIn. I have his LinkedIn profile pulled up. And using this little Dubb button here, we can record from the extension. We have a mobile app. We have direct integrations. The idea with Dubb for the creation part is we want to make it as easy as possible to create videos. So as easy as you can write a message, that's how easy video should be. And that's how easy we've made it. So one click, I can record my screen, my webcam, my screen plus my webcam. If I'm feeling shy that day, I can put my profile picture there, or even no picture. But here we go. Let's go ahead and do a quick test. Does a quick countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then we are recording. So this one here, as I mentioned, is a webcam plus the screen. So anything on my screen, I can move this. I can say, hey, Ruben, I wanted to reach out to you. There's something really important I want to show you. Check it out. It's actually that we have 1,600 mutual connections. How crazy is that, right? So that's kind of the idea of here with the video is one-click access to record a video anywhere you're at. Now, in addition to the extension there's also, as I mentioned, direct integration. Little Dubb buttons inside of Gmail, Outlook, LinkedIn, HubSpot, Salesforce, dozens of places. When you click that button, it gives you the option to record right inside your favorite tool. So you don't have to leave wherever you are in order to create and send a video message. So like if you're replying to somebody's message, you could literally record that video faster than you could type like a longer response. Okay, Chrome extension, direct integration, and there's also a very powerful mobile app where you can splice multiple clips together. You can take emojis. We have royalty-free music on the app you can add. You can put text overlays like a lower third or a title or something. Very advanced features on the mobile app. And what you're going to see next is the customization of the videos. So I just really quickly, I know that was like a flash. I showed you guys how to create them. The idea is it's right at your fingertips. Chrome extension is available always. Direct integration inside your favorite tools. And then the mobile app for when you're on the go, tablet, iPhone, Android, whatever. All right, here's that video I made for Ruben. You guys saw I made this thing in 5 or 10 seconds, whatever that was. And here's the second piece of what Dubb does, is every time you create a video on Dubb, it's gonna generate this custom video website or video landing page for every single video you create. And the website that gets created is gonna be based on what you are trying to accomplish. So you can see here, we have the watermark, the logo, custom background, video player color. All those branding elements are added instantly, but really the most important part of communicating with video really comes down to the calls to action. Because when we're creating a video for a client or for our business, there's something very specific we want the person on the other end of the video to do. And that's where the buttons come into play. So anything you want them to do, make a phone call, text message, download an attachment, fill out a form, go to a website, book a time in your calendar. Literally anything you can think of, we can set those buttons up to do. We can even have them send a video testimonial. They don't need to download or sign up or install anything. They click one button and then they can send you a video from their phone or from their desktop here. So that is the calls to action. And you guys saw also here, those were added automatically to my video based on what my goals are. So there I have my success stories, and then I have my book a time. So I'm after the calendar bookings. In addition to the buttons here is also the playlist feature. So if you guys are familiar with YouTube, right, where at the end of one video, it automatically suggests another one at the end. Well, just like that, except for you have complete control over what happens here. So at the end of that video, it goes right into the next one. This one's a really awesome explainer video, graphics and animations and transitions. Now, this playlist allows you to get the best of both of those worlds. So I can create something really custom for somebody like, hey, Ruben, I wanted to reach out to you because my team and I made a very interesting video just for you. Let me know what you think about it. And then now we got such great personalization in both the thumbnail and the video. And then we didn't have to repeat ourselves 1,000 times for what we actually wanted to say. So that is the idea with the playlist. And again, you can see it automatically gets added to your video website here. And now part of that website is it's actually just a template. So you can see I just switched the template and it changes everything about the video. The background, the colors, the videos, the call to action. So the last one was creating bookings. This one's for creating webinar registrants. So whatever you're trying to accomplish in your business, whether you're prospecting, doing follow-up, sending a quote or a proposal or something like that, absolutely a perfect time for a video. Instead of just sending the proposal, record a quick screen share and say, hey, I wanted to walk you through this proposal, this quote, and tell you why these numbers are what they are and help explain this for you. So that's the kind of things we can do with the different templates and use cases for every different type of video you want to create. All right, so that's the customization piece. Again, you can come back and modify those buttons individually. You can add whatever calls to action, whatever videos, color scheme. You can change all those things individually, or you can change them all at once using your presets. Okay, we have this video here. It's perfect. It has everything we need it to. It's got our explainers. It's got my booking link. Now I'm ready to send this guy out. So the first way Dubb does this is, remember I mentioned the three things: create, customize, then distribute. The first way Dubb does distribution is universal copy and paste. So when I say universal, I truly mean it. Any channel, any CRM, social media platform, text message, email, Yahoo, Mac Mail, whatever, universal compatibility there with the copy for email function. So if I, like I said, go to any email provider, Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, whatever, I can paste this video into that email and it's going to be ready to send. Same thing goes for any social channel, any text message, application, whatever. Universal copy and paste functionality. So if you have a question about does it work with this system, the answer is yes. All right, that's the first piece, universal copy and paste. Next piece is, again, that direct integration. We have a little Dubb button inside of all your favorite tools, LinkedIn, Outlook, Gmail. I'll show you some of those. So when I click that button, I have instant access to my videos. There's the one I made for Ruben, and it's ready to insert into that email or message wherever I am. Just like here in Outlook, same story. Little Dubb button, click it. There's my access, and there's the video email ready to go. So that's the second piece here, is direct integration inside of all your favorite channels. HubSpot, Salesforce, LinkedIn, you name it. All right, last piece here, probably the biggest, is Dubb is actually a full functioning built-in CRM, client relationship manager, meaning you can bring all of your contacts into Dubb. You can store them all here. You can keep them organized and filtered with lists and tags. So anything you want to do, of course, you can keep your notes on these contacts. You can see every video or every campaign that they've ever watched or interacted with. So full contact record storage here. And of course, as part of the CRM is the marketing features. So with our contacts, we can send them bulk video emails right from Dubb. Here's an example of a bulk video email we sent for this webinar. So you guys all saw this one and registered from it. You can see here specifically, we know exactly who watched the video, which percentage. We see here, Dennis, if you're here with us today, we saw you watched 87%. So that's the level of reporting you can get with a Dubb video through any channel. So whether you're sending it through LinkedIn or one-to-one email or text message, however you're sending videos, you are able to get that level of reporting so you can see exactly who's watching the video, what percentage, which buttons they're clicking, all that good stuff is tracked in real time. So you can see when somebody's actually watching the video and react to that. So bulk sending is what I showed you here. One video to a whole list of people. You guys saw this one, I know you did. The last piece is automation. So in addition to sending out bulk video emails, you can also build series of emails or text messages to go out automatically. In fact, if you signed up to Dubb anytime recently, this is what we use to sell and market Dubb. Any emails and text message you're receiving from us are coming from the automations we have built into Dubb. So this one here is just a simple email sequence, sends out several emails in order. And these are just delays. So 1 day delay, then it sends another email, then another delay, so on. These can be as simple or as complex as you want. This is what I would consider simple. It's just email delay, email delay. But if you want it to go complex, we can do that very easily. Something like if they watched a video, then send them a different message. Or if they clicked one of your calls to action, then you can send them down a different campaign or down a different series of messages. So this is the last piece of Dubb, which is automated email and SMS sending. So that is the super fast tutorial here for you guys. Creation, customization, and distribution, all in one tool and all as seamless as possible so that you click and then you send and then you get the tracking. So any questions about any part of that, guys? I know I was very, very quick here. Let me see if Ruben popped in yet. I'm gonna make sure he's a speaker. It doesn't look like it. Okay. Like I said, any questions about that anytime, guys? Throw those into the Q&A. I see we have a handful in there already. I will definitely get in there answering them, some of those. Jeff Foster, yes, it's being recorded. I see some things in the chat. Let me see. Okay, recordings. Yes, all recordings, guys. They're coming to you. Future questions, if you have questions, please throw them into the Q&A. Thank you. All right, that's it, guys. That's for my piece. I'm going to pass the floor over to Roberto, and he is ready to drop some knowledge on you guys. Again, keep the questions coming. Keep it in here, and I'm going to be fielding some chat and Q&A here. So without further ado.
All right, I want to make sure, can you hear me okay there, brother? Yeah?
It's good and good. We got visuals.
All right, cool. We got visuals. So I'm super pumped to be here with you guys today. Dubb has changed my life. The last piece or the last segment of my presentation here actually is how I use Dubb. So I'm going to give you the 7 ways personally, as an expert, as a consultant, as a speaker, how I use Dubb, and I hope to inspire you to use Dubb as well. Is my #1 tool. I don't work without Dubb, and I will talk about that later. But the topic today is the 3 key elements to improve your virtual presentations. Now, let me just make sure that here my PowerPoint is working here. So I'm gonna go. Let me see. My background. I worked with Tony Robbins from 2002 to 2008. My background, I'm from Brazil originally, and when I came to America, I've been here living in America for 25 years. And I came here, and I remember studying English 25 years ago. I read this one question changed my life. And the question was, if I could do anything in my life and I knew I could not fail, what am I doing today, right here, right now? And I'm sure most of you have 413. I want to remember that. Most of you have heard this question before, and but most people don't answer. And I really stop, and I really ask myself, if I could do anything really in my life, what I'll be doing today, right here, right now. And I didn't have an answer at that time. My background in Brazil, I work in a bank, and I said, you know what? I don't know. So I went to this journey, self-development journey. And I ended up meeting someone who introduced me to an interview at the Anthony Robbins companies, and I got a job. So when I got a job at Tony Robbins, my job was to do, back in 2002, I was doing around 400 talks a year. So basically, I used to go to any company that had a sales team, a sales force, or a group, and used to do a 45-minute presentation and sell Tony Robbins tickets to his events, Unleash the Power Within. That's how I started my career as speaker. Fast forward 2,000 plus years later, 2,000 plus talks later, I'm here to talk to you today. And the reason I chose this topic is because the presentation, how you communicate to your prospective clients and patients, have changed. Now, I like to call that right now we are in a presentation 5.0. Presentation 1.0, imagine just you giving a presentation to a group of people, 5 people, 10 people, right? Just you talking to them. Picture here. That's what I call presentation 1.0. Presentation 2.0 is when you traditionally we start adding technology, and technically most of us start using PowerPoint presentations or Keynote to add visuals to presentations. So, by the way, I'm not saying the presentation 2.0 is better than 1.0. I'm just saying the evolution of the presentation game, how you communicate your message to your clients. Then in 2010, what happens? YouTube, I think it was 2009, 2010. This is actually my first video I ever recorded, was April 19, 2010. And for me, video marketing, recording video has always been an extension of public speaking, an extension of communicating your message. It's just more leverage because once the talk is done, the video gets recorded and people can play it. Just makes sense. So that's the evolution of communication. And then you have the presentation 4.0, where we are right now. Doing a webinar, we have people from all over the US, have people from England here. I love that, where we're doing a webinar. As you see, the presentation communication game has changed dramatically. And then you have the 5.0. During the COVID, I was invited to do a presentation in Arizona for this group. And we had 20 people in the room and 200 online. That's what we call the hybrid event. And I'm here to tell you that if you are in the expert business, that means that you have an expertise and you sell that expertise to groups or to people, to markets. Then, and if you were doing events before COVID or you're doing online virtual events right now, that is the future of the event industry, is hybrid events. That's the future, because before, technology did not allow to the small business to create a quote unquote hybrid event. It costs a lot of money. Now with a good camera, good mic, you can have 10 people here and broadcast everywhere. So that's the beauty of where we are today. And then we have this is a scenario today, right? Because when I say the word virtual presentation, it's like, wow, what is virtual presentation? Could be a lot of things. So personally, the way I frame in my mind, we have primarily, I don't think, 9 or 10 different types of virtual presentations. We have one-on-one videos, which is what I use Dubb. Dubb for me is the best platform. I'll be talking about how I use it. You have live videos when you go live, multi-streaming. You have videos that traditionally record and upload on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. You have Zoom meetings when you go online with your prospective client. Everybody is used to do Zoom meetings. You have online seminars. I happen to do a 3-day event online now. It's 2.5 days, 10 hours a day. Is amazing. People cannot believe it. Like, man, it's impossible to be in front of a computer for 10 hours. Like, no, not with me, right? Then you have private videos. Some of you have private membership sites, which we have too. Live webinars, what you're doing right now. Pre-recorded webinars. Darius said, yeah, we're going to someone was asking for the recording already. Yeah, we're going to have the recording. Then you have podcasts. Podcasts traditionally start with the audio. Now we have video podcast. And then you have virtual keynotes where someone hire you to go to a conference to do a half an hour talk, a 45-minute talk, right? So everything here in this big umbrella is what I call virtual presentations. Now, we're not going to have time. We don't have 3 days here. We have, 40 minutes or so. But I just want to create a context here. When I say the word virtual presentation, I'm talking about all these categories here, okay? And I have a very simple framework to explain how anybody, did I say anybody? Yeah, anybody can elevate their virtual presentation game, okay? In all these areas. And my framework, I call the 3M framework. Now, I recommend if you have a pen and paper, if you have something to write it down, it'd be awesome, because I'm going to cover some cool stuff here. So the first one is the messenger, is you. And I know Darius, you guys, and Ruben, you guys work with video. I know so many people who would like to be doing online seminars, would like to be doing their own webinars, would like to be using Dubb consistently, but they don't do because there's a block psychologically. And what I found, I've been doing this since 2002, communication training, public speaking training, presentation training, is that the number one thing that stops people is this funda. Roberto, what is funda? You may want to write this down. Fear, uncertainty, nervousness, doubt, anxiety. Let me say again, fear, uncertainty, nervousness, doubt, and anxiety. I know some people can actually force themselves into recording a video, say, oh, I forced myself, or I got super excited and I did it. But I'm talking about going from a place from, you know what? I actually love to be able to communicate a message. I love to be able to help people. And psychologically, emotionally feels amazing. So the number one thing before we talk about any technology or content or ideas for you to market your service, your product, your software, you got to be able to address psychologically your mindset, your psychology is really important, right? And I noticed that people have this different level of impact. And I'm here, and this graph here shows that the higher you go here, the higher is your impact. So we have some people have phobia. Some people don't like speaking, don't like communicating. Some people don't like saying, Roberto, I like communicating, but I hate closing. I hate to talk about my service or my product. Some people don't record videos. Some people don't speak to peers. And my goal every single time I communicate, and I hope that my message resonates with you today, is that I want to make sure people go at this level. That when you expand your identity and you realize that, you know what, I love my product, I love my service, I love to serve people, I love to help people, and I am an accountant and I am a financial planner and I'm a marketer and speaker. I am a doctor and speaker. I am a consultant and speaker. I am a doctor and speaker. I am a veterinarian and speaker. Because when you love speaking, speaking loves you back. Please write it down. When you love speaking, when you love communicating using video, virtual presentations, speaking loves you back. And then you receive a lot of benefits, okay, from this. Now, when it comes to the number one thing that people that hold them back, the number one thing by far is the fear of being judged. People don't want to communicate in front of a camera because they say, man, I don't want to be judged. What if I prospect these people? What if I do the Dubb video that Darius told me and I reach out to the CEO or this company and they don't like me. And then I'll feel bad. They're going to judge me. And look, experienced fear of being judged has nothing to do with intelligence. Right? You can be super intelligent, but then you allow this fear stop you from taking action. And I had this big realization years ago that I actually wrote down a piece of paper. And here's what I wrote. I said, the ultimate form of being judged happens when someone that needs my help, is willing to pay for my help, doesn't know I exist. Let me say again, okay? And I hope that belief really causes you to change how you see fear of being judged when you record yourself, when you communicate in front of a camera. I have this really powerful belief that I wrote down and I said, look, the ultimate form of fear of being judged happens when someone that needs my help is willing to pay for my help, doesn't know exist, right? Because in his or her mind, I never heard about this guy, he's not that good, right? Because not knowing you, not knowing your company, not knowing your product, not knowing your service, it is a type of judgment. Does that make sense? If someone in the marketplace right now that needs you, needs your service, is willing to pay for your service or product or software right now, and that person doesn't know you or your company or your service, now they have a judgment. Maybe it's not bad judgment. Unknown, I just don't know this person. Therefore, it's not that good. Because if he were really good, guess what? I will have heard about this person or this company, this software. Get it? And the only way for you to change that is through communication. All right? So what if you were to approach your day thinking, you know what? The people who are not doing business with me, they already have a judgment about me anyway. And the only way for me to change that judgment is what? By what? Exactly. By communicating. Think about that. Because that's like, look, so I don't want to be judged. Guess what? Not knowing who you are, not knowing your product, not knowing your service, there's already a judgment in the marketplace. Right? Maybe it's not a bad one, just they don't know. And the only way for you to change that is through communication. Think about that. Now, the second point when it comes to the messenger is that I've seen that some people are very consistent with videos, live videos, one-on-one videos, Dubb, right? Presentations. Some people are not. And that consistency comes from their purpose and their identity. Now, I done a 3-day event just on this pyramid here. Won't spend too much time right now. This is an adaptation from the work of Robert Dilts. He talks about the neurological levels of thinking. Basically talks about how people, you and I, we think in levels. And our thinking has a hierarchy. Okay? And the higher you go in a pyramid, the purpose, the identity, the biggest the change. So let's say, for example, I'm an accountant right now. My purpose is to make sure to take care of my clients' books. I comply with the law, right? My identity, how I see myself, I'm a great accountant. My values, I value the law. I value precision. I value integrity. I have very specific beliefs about bookkeeping, let's say. I have my skills and capabilities. I got my CPA degree. I got my license, my behavior. I go to the office. I read financial documents. I read the laws, the updates, and I invite my office. Okay, very simple to understand. Let's say one day, I don't want to be an accountant anymore. I want to be a priest. Okay, I want to be a pastor. It's totally a dramatical change here for you to understand. To make this super element here, this graph, to make sure you understand. So let's say I change my purpose in life. I want to be a priest or a pastor right now. Everything else right now changes, right? I have my purpose is to spread the word of God. My identity, I have to see myself differently. I have to adopt different value systems, right? What's important to me. I have new beliefs about communication. As an accountant, I don't have to speak in public or record videos. As a priest or pastor, if I want to have a big church, I have to. There's no other way around it, right? It's skills. I got to be able to counsel people. I got to be able to communicate. I got to be able to do a sermon. My behaviors, right? I speak, I do sermons, I counsel. My environment is the church. Now, I gave you these two dramatic examples, different examples, just to make pops in your mind. Okay, I get it. I understand this. And here's what happens. Okay, this is very important. Have you ever been in a seminar, in an event, when you learn some amazing information, the technique, how to, and you fail to implement? And if you say, Roberto, that happened to me before, it's because you learned something in a skill level. They taught a new skill, how to prospect, how to record a video, how to close, how to do time management. They teach you, go, this is how you do it. Go home and do 10 times. Put in your calendar, do 10 times a day, 20 times a day, and do in your office, which is good. But the reason didn't last is because those behaviors, they are not attached to your identity, to the higher level of thinking, which is your purpose and identity. All right? So when I talk about virtual presentation, when I talk about video, when you talk about Dubb, you talk about live videos or webinars, or how you get your message, your product, your service, your app, your software to the masses, you have your identity, how you see yourself, you have to expand. Because when you change how you see yourself, your audience changes how they see you. Please write this down. Remember this. When you change how you see yourself, your audience changes how they see you. Right? And there is a massive opportunity for you to create an amazing impact right now. Right? Using this technology. And one of the stories that I like to share about identity is a player. I love basketball. If I'm Brazilian, everybody like, do you like soccer? Yeah, I like soccer, but I love basketball. I play in Brazil basketball. I wasn't very good, but I play. This is Lebron James. Some of you know Lebron. And heard the name. And when he was 15, he tattooed his back the chosen one. And what happened was, this is before playing the NBA. Now, if you wake up in the morning thinking, man, I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. That is a very strong identity statement. Yes. Now, what happens with LeBron start playing the NBA, and now he won 4 titles, broke the several records. And I remember, for those who follow basketball here, 3 or 4 years ago, LeBron James was playing Cleveland, and he was going against Golden State Warriors. They're playing basketball. And for those who don't follow basketball, in a season, they play 82 games. And that year, Golden State was the best team with the best record ever. Just to have an idea, Michael Jordan, who was playing basketball, in 82 games, Chicago Bulls, they won 72, lost 10. That is the best a team has ever done. And that year, Golden State broke Michael Jordan's record. They won 73 games, lost 9. And now the best from the West playing the best from the East. And LeBron James left Miami, went to play in Cleveland. And Cleveland has not won a title in 60 years. No title in baseball, football, basketball. Now, best of 7 games. And I remember watching an interview after the game. Now, Warriors, the team from West Coast, they won 3 games. Cleveland just won 1 game. So the next game, if the Warriors won, they're going to be the champion. And I never forget this. 3-1, right? And the reporter asked LeBron, say, hey, LeBron, you promised when you came from Miami to Cleveland that you're going to bring a title. And now you're going against the best team ever, right? With the best record ever. Not only that, but they won 3 games. Your team just won 1. And no team ever, repeat, no team ever has came back on a final from 3-1. No team ever. And the reporter asked this question, are you stressed out? And LeBron said, no. I'm like, and I'm watching this on TV, I'm like, he's not stressed out? How to be stressed out? And he goes, don't you feel the weight in your shoulders? You promised a title, and now you're about to lose? It's like, no. And the reporter said, how come? And he said this, because every single day when I wake up, I stay true to the game of basketball, and I live with the results. When he said that, my mind literally exploded like, whew. And I'm like, what? He said, every single day when I wake up, I stay true to the game of basketball, and I live with the results. And then I realized that in life, most people, the reason they're complaining about the leads, lack of sales, because the life stuff, is because they're not staying true to the game they're playing. And I ask you, as an entrepreneur, coach, consultant, expert, leader, are you staying true to the game you're playing? Huh? And I realized, like, man, there's a whole new level for me. And when I watched this 4 years, I realized, you know what? There's a whole new level for myself that I have to tap into it. And LeBron went there, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. I won. And I think I always go back to, because his identity, this is before he put this tattoo, before start playing the NBA, when in high school. Now, some of you are thinking, Roberto, are you asking me to put a chosen one, a tattoo, in my back? I'm like, no, that's not the point. But what if in your heart of hearts, right here, right now, today, you were to tell yourself, you know what? You don't have to communicate that to the public, but you tell yourself that you are the chosen one to communicate your message, your product, your service to the world right now, that you are the chosen one. How much more force, more power, more charisma, more influence, more consistency would you have? What happened if you believe with the same level of certainty that your name is your name, that you're like, you know what? I am the chosen one to take this message, to help this marketplace, to revamp my industry, to pivot my company. I am the chosen one. With the same level of certainty that you know your name, would you behave differently? And every single time I ask this question, people say, yep, of course, I'll behave differently. Right? And that's why when it comes to this conversation about virtual presentations, whatever your profession is, whatever you do, I want you to add, I do this and I'm a virtual presenter. I'm an accountant and a virtual presenter. I'm a lawyer and a virtual presenter. I'm a sales professional and a virtual presenter. I'm a consultant and a virtual presenter. I'm a coach and virtual presenter. I'm a personal trainer and virtual presenter. I don't want to change who you are. I want to inspire you to expand who you are. It's not about changing who you are. It's about expanding who you are. Because when you change how you see yourself, what happens? Your audience changes how they see you. The third point about mindset here is this, is that your beliefs, okay, your beliefs about virtual presentations, about videos, determines how you feel. How you feel determines your creativity, your desire, and your mindset to record videos, to do dubs, to do webinars, to do presentations, determines your actions, your results. Right? So what do you have to believe personally about virtual presentations? And I have a list of them. We don't have time to cover, but it's this. In the end of the day, it's about them, not about you. A lot of people don't want to be in front of a camera. They don't want to record. They don't want to lead because they're self-conscious, or they experience the funda that I just talked about: fear, uncertainty, nervousness, doubt, anxiety. And I realize that in communication, it's always about moving someone from point A to point B. Point A, where they are, point B, you want to leave them better. Today, you came here with one knowledge, with one mindset about virtual presentations. We hope to leave you to point B better, okay? And the best thing that I can share with you here today is that the people that you know in your life, in your company, in your community, that don't record videos, don't do dubs, don't do webinars, don't do online seminars, don't do live videos, is because they are making the presentation about them. Just like in this picture here, imagine you have a spotlight in your face, right? And the light is so bright, and you go, "How, man? Are they respecting me? How do I look? How do I sound? Am I too skinny? Am I too overweight? My nose is too big. My hair, I don't have hair. My hair is too," whatever the conversation is. Instead of realizing. By the way, as long as you have this focus in yourself, you're not going to be able to take massive action. I promise you. Now, the moment when you change the focus and you make it up, it's about the audience 100%. Yes, you're leading. Yes, you're recording. Yes, in front of a camera. Yes, you're talking. Yes, you have a mic. Yes, yet it's about them. It's about every time you open your mouth, every story you share, every question you ask, every statistic you tell, every demonstration you do is about moving the audience from point A, where they are in their lives, point B better. It's that simple. And you realize, when you realize that you, the presenter, you're not even the picture, things you change dramatically. Things will change dramatically. Now, I know some people have here some chat here. This is hitting me hard right now. Darius, I love that.
That's me, man.
I love it.
That LeBron story was golden, man. I want to get that tattoo, I think.
Gary Smith is fear, uncertainty, nervousness, doubt, and anxiety. All right. Perfect. I love the comments here. So I just wanna, so this is kind of like, I want to change gears just for time purposes, guys. So the mindset's really important. All right. The second name is about the message. So once your mindset's ready to go, so now we're going to talk about the message. And the message is this. Please write it down. An educated client's the best client. Okay. An educated client's the best client. And I want to share with you, I want to slow down a little. I want to take the emotional content down a little bit now. I want to talk about a study. Actually, is a principle in persuasion. It's called ELM, Elaboration Likelihood Model. And what happens that I'm assuming everybody here in a webinar today in the business of selling or in the business of influence. If you're not selling a product or service, maybe you're selling a software, maybe you're selling an idea, right? Idea selling. And what happens is this, according to the researchers, but this is not my idea, this is communication research. When you present your message, your audience, they use one of two routes. They call different routes of persuasion. Okay, super simple to understand. One is called the central route. And the central route means like when you present your idea, your audience could be an audience of one or audience of many. What they do, they actually take the time to break down your arguments. They take the time to understand your audience, your arguments. Okay, that's called the central route. So, for example, when the Darius did his presentation of Dubb here, his demo, you actually follow along. You'll be like, you know what? Dubb is an amazing tool. It makes so much sense for me. You actually, I can record, I can share, I can customize. That makes sense. So you follow his argument. All right. Now, every time you present your idea and your audience is A, motivated, B, is able to understand. That means like not only you're motivated to learn, but you're able to understand the message. Two different things. Motivated to learn, able to understand. They're gonna engage in a process called high elaboration. Okay, and high elaboration is that when they think about the message, like, you know what, that Dubb thing is a really good thing. Virtual presentation makes sense. Yeah, they get engaged in a process, which means to lasting change. Now, sometimes though, your audience, and you experience that, if you're in sales, you experience that. People, instead of, they may not be motivated enough to learn, or they may not be able to understand, meaning like they are motivated, but like, man, they cannot comprehend the topic because the topic might be too complicated for them. And if your audience is not motivated or they're not able to understand, now they're going to engage in what psychologists and communication researchers talks about peripheral cues. And peripheral cues might be something like, you know what, I just like that guy. He's from Brazil, I'm from Brazil. Or I like Darius, he's from LA, he lives in LA, I live in LA. Or follow me, whatever the conversation is, we went the same high school, or you like the same sports team. So what happens is that when you present your idea, this is very important because I'm gonna tie back this to video technology. When you communicate and you present your message and your audience engage or make a decision, say, yes, I wanna buy your stuff. Yes, I wanna buy your product. Yes, I wanna buy your service. Yes, I wanna hire as a consultant. And they engage in peripheral cues, meaning they like your information, they like your office, they like you guys are in the same high school, they like your personality. What happens is that they engage temporary change, and usually they pay you, they use your service, and they stop. All right? Now, by the way, sometimes you don't have control on the peripheral route of persuasion, because sometimes you show up to a presentation and people are like, man, I just like you, let's do it. You don't have control. But what you do have control, and this is like really important, okay, really important. We can take someone who makes decisions using peripheral cues, like they like you, they like your office, they like your logo, they like your energy. Eventually, you gotta be able to take them here to be motivated enough and able enough to engage in high elaboration, high thinking about your message. Why? Because that's what we want to create what? Lasting change. So how does tie back to virtual presentations? Answer: video. So if you're not using video marketing, virtual presentations, Dubb, to consistently educate your clients, prospective clients, patients, you're leaving money on the table. You know why? Because you experience, most likely, you're converting people, but you have a poor retention. And the reason you have poor retention because you're converting them using peripheral cues, and they're not thinking much about your message, the benefits of your message. Okay, I want to bring some research to back it up. So how do you do it? You educate by teaching the new beliefs. Okay, now this is a paradigm. This is a paradigm on content marketing. And I hope that if you want to get one thing out of today, get this. I want you guys to become really good with this methodology we created. It's called the Persuasion Belief Method. Get a pen and paper. If you get one thing from me today, use this, okay? Whatever you sell, product, service, software, idea, fundraising, whatever it is, I want you to imagine you have, I don't know, 100,000 people who are your prospective clients or patients, your avatar, your ideal clients, right? Let's imagine, just for an exercise here, imagine there's 100,000 of them in front of you. What I want you to think, when you get a pen and paper, you do this later, okay? And you write down, What do they have to believe in order to act? Right? What do they have to believe in order to buy my product? What do they have to believe in order to buy my service? What do they have to believe in order to hire me? What do they have to believe in order to buy my software? I wanted to really stop everything later on and write down this question. What's going to happen is you're going to find something called the primary belief. Right? I'm going to give an example later. The primary belief. Meaning that, in my example here, if 100,000 people are there of your prospective ideal clients, avatar, they're there. What do they have to believe in order to hire you, to buy your stuff? Right? That's number one thing. Then you're actually going to have a belief. Because you see, every behavior is belief driven. Everything that you do or don't do comes from belief system. Anything that your clients do or don't do comes from belief system. If you use Dubb because you believe that Dubb can help you, right? If you don't believe it's Dubb because you don't believe it yet, you don't have the belief yet. If you work out 5 times a week, you believe that working out is good for you. If you don't, then you don't have the belief. Right? Would you like to have the belief, but you don't have yet. So this is a really powerful exercise. So once you have that, the second thing I want you to do, I want you to go like this. In order to believe X was a primary belief. Right? I'm going to go back here. So let me go back here. So for you start here. Why do they have to believe in order to act? Then you're going to write it down. They have to believe that blank. Then the next thing you're going to do, you're going to say, in order to believe blank or X, what else do they have to believe? Now what you're going to find these secondary beliefs. You're going to write down where they also have to believe this, this, and this. And that, my friends, once you go through this process, that becomes the foundation of your sales message, the foundation of your content marketing strategy, the foundation of your email marketing, the foundation of your campaigns, the foundation of your sales copy in your page. Because if you agree with me that everything we do or don't do comes from a belief system, either conscious beliefs or unconscious beliefs, if you believe that, right? Then the next question is, okay, what else do they have to believe? Right? If the things you do, human nature, you do or don't comes from a belief system, Tony Robbins said, every human behavior is belief driven. Then the question is, what do they have to believe? So you write it down. Now, and then once you write it down, I want you to ask yourself, what else do they have to believe? Right? So in my example here, by the way, this is like, I'm giving you the 1% here just for time purposes. I spent an hour just on this process in our class, but here you go. Primary belief, virtual present in my example, okay? So I teach a 3-day class on virtual presentations, how to acquire more clients. So I wrote it. Virtual presentations is one of the most effective ways to generate new business right now, right? So when I'm promoting my services, I want my clients, prospective clients, people don't know me, believe that. Then I gotta go, okay, what else do I have to prove in my copy? What else do I have to prove in my emails, my content marketing? Then I wrote, well, virtual presentations get results, obviously. They can do it, themselves can do it. It's affordable to do it. They can start now. So I list all these secondary beliefs. And then, I mean, there are 15 beliefs. There's the primary, the secondary. And now all those, the primary belief and secondary beliefs becomes the foundation of my content marketing strategy. Becomes my foundation of my Dubb message, of my live videos. And if you go to my sales page, all those beliefs, I actually transform those beliefs, right? And then I prove that they're true. Now, it's not like you're going to approach your clients and say, hey, believe that. It doesn't work like that. Influence doesn't work like that. But this is kind of the framework of you to think about your sales message, your marketing message. Because a lot of people, they say, got to create content. And they create content all over the place. That's not effective. I wanted to stop and think in terms of like, okay, what do they have to believe in order to buy from me? Simple. Then you're going to ask yourself, okay, for them to believe that, what else do they have to believe? And you list it. You're going to have a list. Depending in what you sell, you're going to have a small list or big list. And then that becomes a foundation of your content marketing strategy. All right. The second point is this. You're going to be able to tell stories. Stories are really powerful because they reduce sales resistance. Please write it down. People can counter-argue your message. People cannot counter-argue your stories. Right? Write down again. People can counter-argue your message, people cannot counter argue your stories because your personal experiences, right? One of the reasons I love storytelling so much is because stories increase the value of things. Now, there's a study done, it's called Significant Objects, and scientists, they want to know, hey, if you get an object like a mug, a coffee mug, right? And you attach something, a story, does increase or decrease the value of the cup? And they did a study, and what they did, they got these objects, they pay $1.50. They hire professional copywriters, and by the way, the story was fake, but people didn't know about it. And they put the object and the stories on eBay, and to see if the story was powerful enough to increase the value of things. And here's the result, right? Which is really powerful. Smiley mug, the scientists bought for $2, sold for 32. The bowling bag salt shaker, they pay 50 cents, sold for $49. The banana, which I have a banana in my office that I carry as a reminder, they pay 25 cents, sold for $76. It's crazy. And the total, by the way, the duplicate study, they bought 100 objects, they pay $128, and they sold for $3,600. Why? Because the stories were able to move people into action. Right? Storytelling is something that you can use everywhere. In your Dubbs, in your live videos, online seminars, webinars. I just shared the story of Lebron James. You can staff meetings. Storytelling is one of the most powerful communication tools that you can use in your presentation. I want to give a gift for you. It's a super cool gift. Darius, is there any way I can put this in a chat here?
I am. I was gonna say, throw it to me. Put it in the chat. I was gonna start typing it out, but yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. Let's see.
Put it in the chat there.
I'm gonna put in the chat here. So this is a gift for being this is, by the way, I published like 32 courses in my career, and this, you don't have to pay anything or put nothing credit card. This is just me giving a gift for you. I have a course on story selling. There's 10 stories that I use in my presentations, and it's amazing. It has an ebook. You guys will love it, so feel free to join. So what's up, Ruben? What's up, brother? What's up?
Hello.
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm live streaming this on Instagram right now, and this is so valuable.
Oh, I love it, brother. We're gonna keep rocking. Now, so this is we're gonna keep rocking here. All right. So one of the ideas that one of my clients, he had $50,000 a month in collections, and all he did, he started thinking stories, right? And all he did, and I love what Darius showed you guys before, the playlists. Every single time he got a testimony, someone said something nice, his line was, hey, your story can help many people who are struggling in our community. Do you mind sharing with us? And then people start sharing. So now he has his stories in written form, video form. He does ads with his stories. It's super powerful. One of my favorite tools, I'm gonna talk about right now how I use Dubb, is because the video reply feature. Now, obviously, I'm going fast here on my framework. The messenger, the person, the presenter, always more important. And two, okay, the message. How organize my message? I gave a couple ideas today. You start thinking in terms of like, okay, number one, I know that I gotta really educate people. So use video technology to educate them. Because some of your clients or patients, they buy from you, but they don't use your information, and they quit later because they are using peripheral cues, right? They like you, they like your energy, they like your charisma, but they don't understand your message. They gotta engage in high elaboration or thinking about your message, right? Talk about that. And then one of the most powerful things about your message, I want you to do an exercise later. Write it down on a piece of paper. Hey, what do they have to believe to buy from me? Write it down. What else do they have to believe? And you list it. I recently had a huge breakthrough, and I teach that. I forgot one belief. I really forgot one belief. I'll tell the story. So I wrote my sales copy for my event. I said, what do they have to believe, right? So, they have to believe that virtual presentations is the way to go. And what else do they have to believe? Then I go, well, they have to believe this. And then I publish and start selling. My course is doing great, but I realized that I forgot one belief, that I didn't educate my clients and my prospective clients that the best place to learn virtual presentations, it is not virtual environment. It's not a traditional hotel room. Right? You don't learn how to cook. What is the best place? What is the best place to learn how to cook? In a garage or in a kitchen? The kitchen, right? Duh. You go, duh. Yeah, I know. So what is the best place to learn video? In a virtual presentation, a virtual environment. By the way, I know it sounds simple, but guess what? I didn't address that. I am an expert teaching that, and I forgot about it. Now I address that. Now, so we talk about Messenger, your identity. When you change who you see yourself as a virtual presenter, see yourself as a video marketer, expand, develop your content. Number 3, marketing. And there's so many things you can do with marketing. So many things. Some of them are very complicated. And I mentioned this to Ruben and Darius before. I know them for a year and a half. They're not paying me to say this. This is from my heart. Dubb changed my career, changed my life. Before I using another software, I had an account, another software, never use it. Heard about Dubb, got Dubb. For the first 3-4 months, didn't use it. And my fault, I didn't use it. And I remember going to an event, and a guy gave me a business card. He goes, "Oh, your talk was amazing. Call me." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm at the airport. I'm like, "You know what? I'm going to try the Dubb thing." Huh? And I went to my app. I go, click, 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 click. Sent the guy. Was a veterinarian. He goes, "In my 40-year career, nobody ever recorded me a video like that. I want to come to your class." And I'm like, damn, my focus go, "What? Dubb." And everything that I do with something about me, either I am all in 100% or I'm or zero. I don't do nothing at 50% capacity. So this is my account at Dubb. I've been Dubb. I record 1,706 videos. I love Dubb every day, and obviously, Dubb has so many amazing tools that I'm not even using. I try to use them all and learn. But something what I love about Dubb, if you don't have Dubb, these guys, they walk the talk. They have always new features. Now I know we have a teleprompter. I'm like, man, I gotta learn that too. I love Dubb because the philosophy of always reinvesting in the tool is just amazing. So I just want to share with you how I use it. I want to be super clear. I'm not an expert on Dubb. I just want to share how I use it for my business. My favorite tools. Number 1, event promotion to my mailing list. While I start doing Dubb 101 originally, which is the power, the customization of the message, when Darius talking about promoting Dubb, recording Dubb to one person, that is the number 1 tool. I realized that my newsletters, the engagement go higher, so much so that now the last 4 months or so, every single time I write an email, I get a sale, which is weird. All right? But I know why. You know why? Because I embed a Dubb and I blast to my entire mailing list. So it's not like everybody watched it, but people who I write a paragraph and then I embed my Dubb. It's phenomenal. So in this example, I want to share 7 ways I use it. 1, event promotion to my mailing list. So if you have my number 1 mistake in my career was not paying attention to my mailing list. I was so focused on speaking, I didn't pay attention to the people who raised their hand. And now all my emails, I include a Dubb. All of them. It's just a no-brainer. So here's the example here. I have a class, so that's an event promotion mailing list. Second thing that I do, I do a live stream pretty much every day. I have 2 companies and I do a lot of live stream, go live, different platforms. But I realize when you go live, you're live on, Facebook page, groups, page, LinkedIn, YouTube. You go everywhere. But I'm not communicating to my list, right? Because now some people might be in a live on the social media platforms. But what I do now, I download my live. Guess what I do? I put on my Dubb account. And so I don't have to re-record a video, and now I blast to my list. So I repurpose my live videos, which most people don't do. I don't know why. And this has been a game changer for me. Amazing. Right? I want to be the Matrix. Remember the Matrix? You look around, the guy is there. I'm like, man, it's the Matrix. So use Dubb, use live streaming technology to do it. So number 3, get client testimonials. I did an event last weekend. Man, this feature is game changing, because a lot of times when you ask testimonial, if people are not there in your office, can you go home and do it? They'll be like, I will. Gotta put makeup. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. It's just harder. With Dubb, like, look, and I say, all you have to do, you make sure you press the button, record it, and then you send it, and I will receive it from me only. It's amazing. Like, amazing. No, so I use that feature a lot. And I also use that feature to my clients and say, hey, what do you want to learn? What's a big challenge? So for my private coaches, coaching clients, I send that to. You just make the job easier on them. Right? Number 4, download pre-event manuals. Now, let's say you have a meeting. Let's say you do an event. Let's say I do a 3-day event. So what I do, I always build up value before the event, so increase the show up rate. So what I do, I actually, Dubb has a feature where you can upload a document, and I record a video, and it's, hey, by the way, guys, super simple. All you have to do, click the button here. And then click it, boom, the document. Super professional. And what I love about Dubb, specifically in this feature, I don't need to find a designer or a website guy to do that. I can do it. I'm not a technical guy. Right? It's like, that's the beauty about it. To become a virtual presenter, you don't have to be a techie, really. You gotta have a message, you gotta have a good psychology, the messenger, good message, and understand the fundamentals of technology. It's not complicated. Right? Number 5, join private groups. So I have several private groups, and I love it. So I send an email or video or Dubb, right? I say, hey, by the way, join my group. Here's why. And I tell the benefits of joining my group, because I feel like sometimes when you're doing a class and event, some people are not ready to buy, but they want to be connected to you. And joining your private group on Facebook, for example, might be a good option for us. It's been an amazing option. So I use that. And then number 1, one-on-one prospecting with testimonials. So when I today, I send this video today. I was prospecting, have a class coming up on the 26th, 27th, 28th. So I send this video, I screenshot. It's what I send out. And by the way, here's how I think about messaging when I do Dubb. The 3 C's. Please write it down. 3 C's. Connection, content, call to action. Hi. Connection. I try to find some element. Just connect to them. Either I go to LinkedIn account, Facebook account, or research online, or I met a person, or we have a friend in common. I have some element of connection right in the beginning of the video. Then the content, what it is. Sometimes I tell a story when it's appropriate. Sometimes I don't, but gotta be short. And then you have a call to action, which is the feature that Darius talked about. And very elegantly, I say, hey, you wanna check out what other people are saying? Right here. And just like right there. And I'm like, man, this is amazing. So I use that a lot. And this one, I have 2 brands. I have an Influenceology that I started in 2009. And we work with the 40 industries. And I have another brand, which is Kyle Speaking Companies, one of the industries I serve. So there's a feature on Dubb, which is amazing. It's called presets. And for someone like me or like you that have, Darius was demonstrating that too, saves you a ton of time, because I have different logos, I have different colors, I have different testimonials, right? I have different pages, I have different links. Everything is kind of like the core service is the same, but how they perceive is different. So I can just go one click, the whole preset changes, which is amazing. So as a marketer, which I am, part of my identity, that saves me so much time. Now, they're not paying me to do it. I just share them. If you don't have an account, just open up account Dubb. This is amazing. So I want to take a couple minutes here. Is that okay, Ruben, Darius, to talk a little bit about my event for a couple minutes here?
Yes,
absolutely.
How can I help people?
Please, please.
It'll give me a minute to have the chills on my arms just kind of subside a little bit.
No, but that's how I use it, brother. That's how I use it. That's how I use it. I wanna put out there, guys. I wanna put a link for you here, and then I have a super fun, cool. It's right here. I'm gonna put in the chat here, and I'll tell what it is. It takes 2 minutes to explain, and then we can go do some Q&A here. We can talk about Dubb or anything else. So I have a class. influencing from the front for the virtual presenter. And I personally feel that this virtual presentation video marketing is not going to go, it's not like, it's going to go back. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know Darius and Ruben can speak more about this. But years ago, like Facebook, they didn't have live video. YouTube didn't have live video. Instagram, right? LinkedIn didn't have video. Then I went from no video to video to live. So this whole idea about virtual presentation, you just have to master. It's like one of the things that you have to master. And that's what I love about Dubb, because they're always up in the game for people like us who are not very tech savvy, but want to use technology to market. So I broke down my event. It's a 2.5-day event. And before you think, man, 2.5-day event, I'm telling you, it's super engaging. And I have 16 classes session. And every session, there's a beginning and an end. So in the event, you have to miss an hour or two, you get the recording. So I'm just going to go quickly. I talk about the mindset of the virtual presenter, how to transform camera shyness into confidence, charisma. We do a lot of charisma training to make sure your message pops. We talk about how to create persuasive content, how to create a virtual presentation that converts. We have some frameworks, which is super powerful. Then you have a session on examples. Because I work with multiple industries, I give multiple examples on how to organize a presentation. We'll get into your personal story. It's a super powerful tool. Then we talk about how to sell the stories. We do a super cool exercise. You actually do a virtual presentation. The first one that you do, you tell your story in the context of promoting or selling or advocating a message. You're not telling a personal story. You want to tell your personal story connected to your message. Super powerful. And then you get into marketing. We get into like an hour on live videos, on webinars, how to prepare for virtual presentation. And I have an hour and a half on Dubb because I don't live without Dubb. And we get into Dubb, how I use it. I showed my Dubb account. And all my clients, all of them, I say, go get Dubb, because it's just a game. It's like nowadays to connect is the easiest from all the virtual presentations, is the easiest one to implement. It's the easiest one, my opinion. Then you talk about how to get speaking gigs. I just got one today, virtual. Before I was like, how do I get in that conference? Now we can do virtual speaking gigs. Amazing. Then you put a plan together, and then you actually, the graduation of the class, which is super fun. Everybody speaks for 15 minutes, which is amazing. So I wanna empower. I've been in a seminar business since 2002, and I hate the fact that sometimes you go to a class and you gotta go home and figure out. I'm like, man, I don't like that. So in our classes, you learn and you do it right there. So on Sunday, I have a breakout rooms, and everybody speaks for 15 minutes from the beginning to the end, which is amazing. You can learn more about at influencingfromthefront.com. So the next class is February 26th, 28th this month. You get the recordings. We have 154-page manual. It's a beast. It's a beast. All the resources, all the templates. You're gonna get all these bonuses, $4,000 in bonuses, and everything that I do in my career is 100% satisfaction guarantee. That means you come to class. If it's not worth it, then you can refund your money. And the whole class is ridiculous how affordable. It's $397.
Wow.
What'd you say, Roberto? Yeah. It's
wow.
$397, and you get everything. So feel free to go to influencingfromthefront.com. And I wanna thank you here, Ruben and Darius, for opening up the platform, and just so grateful for you guys.
We are grateful for you, Roberto. Really, I mean, this presentation was awesome to me. I'm thinking, like I said, I get this tattoo on my back. I'm like, I don't know what I got, but I want to be the chosen one. So totally, man. I'm super motivated here. Also, like we had some little kind of questions in there. We're super excited again, everyone. This is being recorded and will be delivered to you after here. Let's see, though. I know we were just a bit over. That's okay. Please, if you have any interest, we have the links in there. Take advantage of that. If we have questions after, hey, I missed the link or whatever, follow up with any of us here, Darius at Dubb.com. Roberto, follow him on LinkedIn. Check him out there. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Now's the time for Q&A. I think I see one here in the Q&A. I'll get that taken care of. Last minute here, drop them in. And otherwise, it's, 3, 2, 1, we're out of here. So let me see. We got one from Alexandra Arena, says, can you add these videos and create a YouTube account? I think I understand that. So one thing is we have direct integration with YouTube. So you can take videos from your YouTube, put them into Dubb, and take your videos from Dubb and upload them straight to YouTube. So two-way sync with YouTube. We're good friends with them over there at YouTube. Yep, no problem, Alexandra. All right, anything else? Anything else, guys? Variega, you raised your hand there? What do we got?
I'll chime in right here real quick. And I just, firstly, I wanted to thank Roberto. Thank you so much for joining us here. Being on this journey and having you as part of this journey has been truly inspirational for us, because we need you, Roberto. We need you badly, because a lot of us we're locked. We're stuck in certain things. There's mindset things, there's confidence things, there's process items, and those things create friction for us to fulfill our truest potential and to really accomplish the things that we want, so that we can provide for our families and we can have purpose and really provide value for people. So thank you so much for guiding us and being a spokesperson for overcoming those things. I remember you telling me a story once where you weren't always as natural and as confident.
A lot of work.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot of work. And I think part of it, I feel like I was chosen one to teach people how to speak in front of a camera, is because, man, this guy, the first thing they think, this guy with an accent is gonna, and I wanna just, hey, you know what? If I can do it, guess what? You can do it. I know you heard that before, but that's it. So what I love about where we are in this era, and I love that's why I love Dubb and what you guys do, is because really truly video is life changing. How you connect with people. I mean, I never met you guys physically. Now, I mean, like, never. But I feel like, man, I see these guys all the time. Like,
me too.
Right?
Me too.
It's fun. It's cool.
So awesome.
Yeah. So thank you so much for bringing this. I think that you brought so many good tips, tricks, techniques, and just ways that we can overcome a lot of friction. So thanks for that. One of the things that we do like to do in these webinars, we don't discount a lot. Roberto, maybe we're similar to you, where we don't promote a lot of our discounts. That's not something that we want to do. But at the same time, we want to reward people for sticking around in these webinars. So if you are interested in upgrading your Dubb account, we do have a special promotion that is going to expire midnight Pacific time on Friday, and just use the promo code FEB10, FEB10, all caps, FEB10. Perhaps Darius, you could put that, there it is. So promo code FEB10, and what that's going to get you is that's going to get you 50% off the first month. And it's also going to give us a little bit of a ping that you came to us through this webinar, so that we can give you that VIP treatment, and maybe we could do some additional coaching, and we can kind of guide you, and maybe include Roberto on a future event. So thank you so much again for attending this webinar. Thanks to Darius. Thanks to Roberto. Thank you for your questions. This video was recorded, so we will be sharing this on YouTube, on the YouTube Dubb support channel, and then also as an email. And feel free to forward this on.
I think there's a question. People ask what camera and microphone I'm using.
I was going to finish that.
I'm using the Canon EOS R attached with a cam link, and this so that's my camera, and I'm using the Yeti X microphone.
There you go.
Yep, that's the one.
All right. Thank you guys so much for attending today. Welcome aboard to Dubb for those of you that are diving in, and for those of you that are looking to really take your virtual presentations to the next level. Take advantage of the offer Roberto's got. It's out of this world. You guys are going to love it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, got a riff from Ruben.
Oh, you're gonna see now.
No, you got the mic off. You got the mic off.
No. Now you gotta sing. Now you gotta sing.
Oh, it's a ukulele. All right. Ruben, you turned off the mic though. You can't turn off the mic and then bust out the instrument.
I wanted to tune it. I wanted to make sure it was tuned before anyone heard that.
Okay. There you go.
So I'll like a 10-second outro here. I'll just kind of sing us out here. Actually, I won't sing. I'm just gonna play.
All right.
See you guys.
That's it.
Later.